Out the stream, which will also remind people.
Thank you very much, Netter of Netter's Network. Thank you so much for being here, because you're the only one that's here tonight. But I am gonna do the show anyway, and those that join it. Oh, there's Connie Cleary, the Bird Woman of YouTube, Fluff Chick Production. Of course, she is. I guess I can't say Johnny on the spot, right? Jenny on the spot. Connie on the spot, I suppose. Welcome. We're kicking off a 3-week run of the Web Planet. So this is a very interesting one, because this serial was thought to have been one of the ones that was lost in the 1970s purge. But negative film prints of all 6 episodes were recovered by the BBC in the late 1970s. It seems that this was the result of a 1973 sale to Algeria, and as a result, the final episode was amended so that the next episode caption referred to the Space Museum instead of the Lion. That's neither here nor there. We'll get to that when we get there. There were also some edits to the first episode to remove the reprise of the Romans. Unedited prints of all 6 episodes were also discovered in Nigeria in 1985. So this is one of those great early recoveries of what was otherwise missing episodes. Speaking of missing and now found, welcome to those of you coming in, starting with deleted scenes. Salute to you. Good to see you. Reserved seats raid. Thank you so much. Chapla, says Mark Melnikoff. Here I are. Been looking forward to this today. Awesome. So glad that you are. And give me a second. I want to open up my YouTube page as well. There we go. And as you can see, Netter is now period appropriate as a doctor's companion. I think she looks very groovy. Very groovy. Is groovy too 70s? I mean, this is more 60s. I don't know.
Which was said more during the 60s? Was it groovy or was it
Far
cool?
Out?
Far Out was definitely 70s.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I don't even know the slang from when I was growing up, let alone before I was, I don't know. Don't know. But welcome, everyone. We're going to go ahead and get started. Of course, the Cosme link is pinned to the bottom of the chat, so you can go ahead and just click on that to join us. And we're going to kick it off in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, play. So like I said, this was a great one that was recovered in the late 70s, and then unedited copies of it were recovered in 1985. It was around the production of this serial that William Russell, pictured here, decided he was going to leave the series. He felt his enthusiasm for the series had waned and needed to change. As you can see here, we're picking up right from the end of the Romans last week. This was also the first Doctor Who series, a story, I should say, to ever have a trailer. Richard Martin was irked by this, as he felt it gave away too much of the plot as clips from later episodes were shown. Producer Verity Lambert believed he was upset over the inclusion of a scene showing the Zarbi entering the television studio, justified by her as the application of a similar setting designed to stop children from fearing the alien. Here we have the now iconic TARDIS sound effect, which we talked about being introduced during the Romans. and we'll hear it. That's funny, Mark. Actually, I think he'd be better. He'd serve better that way. That's it. More power. These were his Tim Allen days. So, Bill Strutton drew. Oh no! Wait a minute. I'm sorry. I'm on the wrong one. Richard Martin portrayed the thin atmosphere of Vortis by placing a distortion lens over the camera, giving the appearance of shooting through a thin petroleum jelly-like smear. That's very true. As you get older, you lose the ability to hear certain ranges of sound. Mark. So, noted choreographer Rosalind De Winter was hired to create the distinctive movement and stilted speech of the Menoptera. She was so successful that the production team asked her to take on the role of the Menoptera Vrestin, which she accepted. Yeah, now everybody's hearing the sound. Although the story is titled The Web Planet, there are no spiders in the story. So, interestingly, to date, this is the only Doctor Who serial not to feature any humanoid other than the Doctor as a companion. And to date, I mean, since we started with the first Doctor. So Bill Strutton drew inspiration from a childhood experience of being badly bitten when he interfered in a fight between two bull ants. His memory had been stirred by watching his own sons, aged 6 and 4, fighting in a similar fashion. He suggested that giant venom-spraying ants might be an effective opponent for the Doctor. Originally, the Zarbi had the ability to spit venom. Deleted says this week, Vicki tells Susan, no! And keep in mind that chances are some of these stories were written with Susan in mind originally. Why don't we get the coronavirus? Because we have antibodies. Much like the Vord in the Keys of Marinus, the creatures of Vortis were designed to be memorable, as the show was yet to produce a monster to rival the Daleks.
They put on a little hot dog hat.
Yes.
Those are giant Legos. But I was asleep.
It's acetyl salicylic acid. It's analgesic and vasodilator. It actually does work. There's no date given on screen for this story, although the novelization sets it in 20,000. I'm dubious about that. I would rather believe it takes place in a contemporary time period just on another planet. Thanks, Nate. Aspirin in Klingon is nucher, uh, medicine for cowards.
Aspirin's not going to knock her out.
this was by far the most technologically ambitious and experimental story produced by Verity Lambert. While some believe it nobly tried to extend the possibilities of Doctor Who, others felt it was simply overambitious. Go on, break the fourth wall. Okay, maybe not. They do it so often. The fact that she's dusting off a preserved um, butterfly is probably noteworthy. They're trying to get you, Barbara. Yeah, it's serious. Now, I will suggest one thing. Assuming that these creatures, these giant humanoid ant like aliens, have a respiratory system similar to ants on Earth, their planet shouldn't have a thin atmosphere. It should have an incredibly high oxygen, thick atmosphere, much like, during the time of the dinosaurs, where you could have, really, really big insectoid creatures. In a thin atmosphere, creatures that breathe through an osmotic pressure from outside would suffocate if they were this big. Actually, he makes a good point. Well, they're not seasons, so it's obviously evolved differently in a different era. Yeah, no, I mean, you make a great point. You're right. They could very likely have a very different respiratory system than either humans or Earth ants.
Okay, they took Ian's gold pen, and presuming that her bracelet is gold, they want gold.
Oh, good point.
That is an awful racket.
Yeah. The, the music soundtrack, although from stock, is a highly unusual one created by a group called Les Structures Sonores, who produced music on glass tubes. The music was later reused in Galaxy 4.
So great, now she's just going to leave them there.
So obviously, this episode's called the Zarbi because this is where we're actually introduced to them. They've just been kind of implied previously. This episode required a 16-minute overrun brought about by a variety of floodlines, missed cues, equipment problems, and troubles with the Zarbi costumes, one of which broke and had to be repaired. In fact, in one scene, the Zarbi is seen colliding with the camera that's filming it. Yeah, Barbara's being attacked by the Zarbi. They're coming to get her. What the hell, Captain Cockblocker? And welcome, Tim.
Acid trip.
Oh, dear God, Chesterton, what did they do to you? Oh, he always looks like that. Hail, Tim. So, last episode, we established that Vicki had never heard of aspirin, but had studied medicine, physics, and chemistry at the age of 10, an hour per week, using a machine. I had mentioned that it was during the filming for this serial that um, William Russell, Ian, was thinking of leaving the show. The person who would end up being his replacement, Peter Purvis, um, had originally auditioned to be one of the Menoptera, but Richard Martin turned him down, telling him that he was far too talented to play a rubber-suited monster. However, Martin promised to bear Pervez in mind when he needed a human character. Pervez was subsequently cast in The Chase, playing not one but two parts. American tourist Morton Dill in The Fight Through Eternity, and the new companion Stephen Taylor in The Planet of Decision. Originally, the Zarbi had the ability to spit venom, but Dennis Spooner instead created smaller grub-like creatures to fulfill this function. These monsters variously referred to as the Zabri grub, Zabri venom guns, and Zabri cannons, Zabri larvae, and Zabri guns. The next episode after this was delayed in its the beginning of recording when it was found that some of the sets had not been delivered to the studio and the floor had not been painted. Lighting and camera problems continue to plague and increasingly frazzle the cast. And there was a 37 minute overrun for that episode. I mean, you do have to admit that their movements really are very alien and well thought out. Wow, these guys are really effective fighters, aren't they? They suggest killing her, and it seems very unlikely they could succeed.
She didn't even get very far. It's like, why are you hesitating? Get up and run.
Well, good. It looks like you got a week off, Tim. I'm glad for you. Can you imagine? I mean, if these aliens were redesigned today, they would be incredibly. I mean, these are incredibly creepy to begin with. So realistic. I mean, as realistic as something on this kind of a budget could be.
I feel sorry for that guy. He's got to crawl.
Yeah. Mark, what kind of drugs are you on? I mean, look at that. It's actually kind of cool the way the jointed arm is moving. It's some sort of puppetry. Well, that doesn't sound good. Don't go swimming. That would be bad. Very, very bad.
What, that was acid or something?
Yep. Yeah, that was already demonstrated with
Ian's tie.
Ian's tie, right?
I didn't see exactly what happened to it.
That would be a whole lot of chocolate there, Mark. I'm sorry, Tim. I don't know what phase 4 is. They got Kryptonian technology. And at least the Menoptera can communicate with the humans. Oh, okay. Yeah, I've never seen it before. I was thinking more the sequel to them is weird. Well, okay, you guys really know this movie. I've never heard of before. Okay. Dick Bush. Like I said, these guys are really effective fighters.
The acting is bad with these ones.
Yeah. Bloop, 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 bloop. Interesting control device. Well, that's a great question, Tim. They don't explain it until many, many years later that somehow the TARDIS has a telepathic ability to function as a kind of universal translator. They're not getting it.
The cone of silence.
Something like that, yeah. That's where we'll pick up next week. And I will say that I do think that the idea of them having a device, if they can control beings, having a device like this that'll allow them to communicate makes a lot of sense. I think that's pretty clever. But anyway, that was the introduction to the Web Planet. Again, one of the believed lost episodes that was eventually found again in the 80s and restored. So hope that you enjoyed it, and we're a third of the way through it. We will continue. We will continue this next week. Tomorrow night. Well, tomorrow, of course, is Monday Musings. I've already got a topic prepared. Actually, indirectly suggested by Mark Melnikoff. So he's becoming a regular contributor to the Monday Musings. And then tomorrow night, members, if you can make it, please join me for the film that you chose via poll to honor the recently deceased Sam Neill, In the Mouth of Madness. That's tomorrow night at 9 Central, 10 Eastern. And that's it. So thank you all for being here tonight. I got to get Netter to bed. You take care of yourselves. Stay as healthy as you possibly can for as long as you possibly can. Stay hydrated because it's a good way to stay healthy and feel better. Drink responsibly. And of course, I will see you all on the next one. Take care.
Good night.
One day, I shall come back. Yes, I shall come back. Until then, there must be no regrets, no tears, no anxieties. Just go forward in all your beliefs and prove to me that I am not mistaken in mine.